In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Woe to those who give less than due.
Commentary. According to Sayyid ibn Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, Surah Al-Mutaffifin was revealed in Makkah. Therefore, most of the copies of the Quran refer to it as the Makki Surah. According to Sayyid ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, Qatada, Muqatil and Dahak, it is a Madani Surah, but only about 8 verses are Makki. Imam Nasai, may Allah have mercy on him, transmits a narrative from Sayyidina ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, that when the Holy Prophet arrived in Medina, the people of Medina, whose most transactions were based on measurements used to cheat and short measure. For this reason, Allah revealed the surah. It is reported from Sayyidina ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, that this is the first surah that was revealed as soon as the Holy Prophet arrived at Medina. The reason is that it was a common practice in Medina that the people used to be very strict in measuring when they had to receive something from others, but when they sold something, they used to cheat the buyers. After the revelation of this surah, all of them abandoned this bad custom totally, and mended themselves in a way that they are now well known in their honesty in weighing and measuring. Reported by Hakim Nasai and Ibn Majah with sound chain of narrators, woe to the curtailers. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 1. The word mutaffifin, those who give short measure or weight, is derived from taffif, to give short measure or short weight. The Quranic expression woe to the curtailers is indicative of the injunction that this practice is prohibited. Tatif has a wider scope. The Quran and Sunnah have prohibited tatif, which primarily signifies giving short measure and weight, because generally all transactions are carried out by things that can be measured or weighed. But the basic purpose of weighing or measuring is none else but to give a person what he deserves. It therefore indicates that the rule is not restricted to weights and measures only, but it includes all other means through which the rights of someone are evaluated, assessed, or appraised. It is obligatory that all rights are given to the deserving persons in full, whether they are assessed by weight, measure, number, or any other means. In terms of this concept of tatfif, it is prohibited to give to any person less than his due. It is recorded in Muwatta of Imam Malik that say, Ibn Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, saw a person curtailing, cutting short his bowing and prostration postures in prayers. He said to him, you have committed tatfif, curtailed the right of Allah. Having cited this statement of Ibn Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, Imam Malik, may Allah have mercy on him, formulates the following postulate. Everything has a full due and a short measure. This postulate can apply even to prayers, ablution, cleanliness, and all the rights of Allah and the ways of worship. If someone is deficient in fulfilling these rights of Allah, he is guilty of tatfif. Similarly, if one cuts short human rights by failing to perform duties imposed upon him or keeping to the terms of agreement duly, he is covered by the rule laid down by the verse regarding tatfif. For example, if an employee has entered into a contract with the employer that he shall work for specified time, it is imperative for him to work for the stipulated hours. If he curtails the hours, he is guilty of tatfif. Generally, people, even scholars, are lax in this matter. They do not regard curtailment of their obligations relating to service or labor as sin. May Allah protect us from it. Hadith Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, has narrated that the Holy Prophet has said, there are 5 sins, for which there are 5 punishments. He who breaks his covenant, Allah will cause his enemy to subdue him. The nation that abandons the sacred laws of Allah and decides cases according to other laws, poverty will prevail commonly among them. A nation among whom promiscuity and zina, fornication or adultery, becomes rampant, Allah will punish them with epidemics and endemic diseases. Those who curtail measures and weights, Allah will cause famine to break out amongst them, and those who fail to pay their zakah, Allah will withhold rain from them. Cited by Qutubah, who said that Al-Bazar has narrated the overall sense of this al-Hadith, though with different words. And Malik ibn Anas has also narrated it from Ibn Umar, may Allah be pleased with him. Tabarani narrates from Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Holy Prophet said, when it becomes rampant in a community to steal from the spoils of war, Allah will cast terror of enemies into their hearts. When usury becomes the common practice in a community, death becomes a frequent occurrence in that society. A community that gives short measure and weight, Allah cuts off their sustenance. Those who decide against the truth, murder becomes common among them, and those who betray their agreement, Allah causes their enemies to prevail upon them. Malik has also transmitted it, but as a saying of Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him. See Majari. various forms of poverty, famine, and curtailment of sustenance. The hadith cited above states that people's sustenance may be cut off as a punishment to short measuring. This can take different forms. They may be completely deprived of their sustenance, or sustenance may be available, but they may not be able to eat or use it, as it commonly happens nowadays in the case of many diseases. Likewise, famine might take different forms. Items of necessity might be lacking, or they might be available abundantly, but it might be difficult to purchase them, because the prices are unbearably exorbitant, as is experienced nowadays. The hadith says that in certain situations faqr will prevail in this society. Faqr is generally translated as poverty, but its real meaning in Arabic is being in need or being dependent on someone. Keeping this meaning in view, the situation of faqr pointed out in the hadith is not confined to lack of money and other necessary things, but it also includes a situation where people depend on others in their business and other necessities of life. The more a person is in need of others, the greater is his degree of faqr. Let us consider the conditions of the present age. Man is bound by the most complicated laws that restrict his living, his movement, and his intentions, so that he is unable to eat what he wants to eat or utter what he wants to utter. He possesses money, but he is not free to buy of his choice from where he wants to. He is not free to undertake a journey or to travel as and when he wants to. He is bound so much by these restrictive laws that he has no choice but to follow the official procedure, for which he has to flatter the officials at every level, including the peons. Without this, life is difficult. This entire system of dependence on others is a part of faqr. This elaborate explanation should dispel the doubts that might apparently arise regarding the statement of the hadith.
Who, when they take a measure from people, take in full.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 1, for the Tafsir.
But if they give by measure or by weight to them, they cause loss.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 1, for the Tafsir.
Do they not think that they will be resurrected?
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 1, for the Tafsir.
For a tremendous day.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 1, for the Tafsir.
The day when mankind will stand before the Lord of the worlds.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 1, for the Tafsir.
No, indeed, the record of the wicked is in Sijin.
Sajin and Ilian. Never, i.e., they should never forget that day. Indeed, the record of deeds of the sinners is in Sajin. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 71. The word Sajin is derived from Sajana, which means to imprison in a narrow place. According to Kamas, the word Sajin means eternal imprisonment. Traditions indicate that Sajin is a special place where the souls of the non-believers are kept, and in the same place the record of the evil deeds of every wicked person is kept separately. It is also possible that in this there is a consolidated book in which the deeds of all the non-believers of the world are recorded. Where is this place? According to a lengthy hadith reported by Say ibn Bara ibn Azib, may Allah be pleased with him, the Holy Prophet has said that Sajin is beneath the 7th level of the earth, and Aliyin is in the 7th heaven beneath the divine throne. By Kowi and Ahmad, etc. As quoted by Majari, according to certain traditions, Sajin is the 7th earth which contains the souls of the disbelievers, and Aliyin is the 7th heaven which contains the souls of the believers, the locale of paradise and hell. Dayhaki has recorded the narration from Say ibn Abdullah ibn Salam, may Allah be pleased with him, that paradise is in the heaven, and hell is in the earth. Ibn Jarir cites in his commentary on the authority of Sayyid Ahmad ibn Jabal, may Allah be pleased with him, a narrative of the Holy Prophet, according to which he was asked about the meaning of the following verse, and Jahannam, hell, on that day, will be brought forward. Surah Al-Fajr, Ayah 23. The Holy Prophet was asked from where the hell be brought forward. He replied, from the 7th earth. These narratives indicate that hell will be brought forward from the 7th earth. It will suddenly flare up there, and all the oceans will join its blazing fire and come forward in full view of all. This interpretation is reconcilable with narratives that define Sajin as the name of a place in hell. Mahari, and Allah knows best.
And what can make you know what is Sijin?
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 7, for the Tafsir.
It is their destination, recorded in a register inscribed.
A register inscribed. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 9. The word marqam translated above as inscribed, signifies here makta, meaning sealed. Imam Baghawi and Ibn Kathir say that this statement is not the interpretation of Sajin, but rather the explication of a phrase before that, namely, indeed the record of deeds of the sinners is in Sajin. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayat 7. It is a book inscribed and sealed. No one can add anything to it, nor can anyone remove anything from it, nor is any alteration possible in it. The place where it will be kept for safe custody is called Sajin, and it is the place where the souls of the wicked unbelievers are gathered. No, but that which they used to commit has covered their hearts with rust. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 14. The word rana is derived from rain, and it means rust or dust or filth. In other words, the rust of committing many sins has covered up their hearts. Just as rust consumes the iron and turns into dust, in the same way, the rust of while he was on the upper horizon. Surah An-Najm, Ayat 7.
Woe that day to the deniers.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 9, for the Tafsir.
Who deny the day of recompense.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 9, for the Tafsir.
And none deny it except every sinful transgressor.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 9, for the Tafsir.
When our verses are recited to him, he says, legends of the former peoples.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 9, for the Tafsir.
No, rather the stain has covered their hearts of that which they were earning.
Sins has destroyed their innate capacity to distinguish right from wrong. Sayyidina Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, narrates that the Holy Prophet said, surely, when the servant commits a sin, a black dot appears on his heart. If he repents from it, his heart is polished clean. However, if he increases in the sin, the blackness continues to increase. That is the statement of Allah, no. But that which they used to commit has covered their hearts with rust. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 14. But Hawi Alma Tirmidhi, he Nasi ibn Majah, Ibn Hibban and Al-Hakim have recorded it, and Tirmidhi, he has rated it as Sa, he is quoted by Mashari. Article Kala in Arabic grammar is called harf particle of disapproval, particle of repelling or averting. In the preceding verses, mention was made of the attitude of the unbelievers towards the Quranic verses, in that when they are recited to them, they say, these are tales of the ancients. The present verse uses kala to repel the false idea of the ignoramus that Quran is the tale of the ancients. In fact, the heavy load of their sins have eclipsed the light and innate capacity to separate the right and the wrong. This capacity is innate and inborn in man. The verse purports to say that their rejection is not based on any logical or intellectual evidence, but their hearts have become blind. As a result, they are unable to see the good and the bad.
No, indeed, from their Lord that day they will be partitioned.
No, indeed they will be screened off from their Lord on that day. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 15. This will be their punishment for their failure to recognize Allah in the world. The unbelievers will remain deprived of seeing their Lord on the Day of Judgment, and a screen will fall between them and their Lord. Imams Shafi'i and Malik said that in this verse is a proof that the believers and friends of Allah will be able to see Him. Otherwise, the wording that the unbelievers will be screened off from their Lord on that day will have no real sense. Special note: according to some of the learned predecessors, this verse is a proof that man, by virtue of his innate nature, is forced to love Allah. Therefore, all unbelievers in the world, no matter how deeply they are steeped in their form of disbelief or hold false beliefs regarding the Supreme Being and attributes of Allah, there is a common denominator in their hearts. They love, respect, and honor Allah. They worship Him according to their belief system in quest of Him and His pleasure. Because they have taken the wrong road, they are unable to reach their destination, but they are nonetheless in search of the same destination of truth. If they did not have the desire to see their Lord, it would not have been said, in their punishment, that they will remain deprived of seeing Allah, because if a person is not desirous, rather he is hateful of seeing Him, it would be no punishment for him.
Then indeed they will enter and burn in hell fire.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 15, for the Tafsir.
Then it will be said to them, this is what you used to deny.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 15, for the Tafsir.
No, indeed the record of the righteous is in Al-Liyin.
No, the record of deeds of the righteous is in Elion. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 18. According to some authorities, Elion is the plural of Uluwa, and it signifies the highest point. According to Farah, this is the name of a place. It is not a plural, but on the measure of plural. When analyzing the word Sajin in the foregoing paragraphs, the traceable tradition of Sayyid ibn Bath ibn Azib, may Allah be pleased with him, was cited to prove that Eliyin is a place on the seventh heaven beneath the divine throne where the souls of the believers and their registers of deeds are kept. The phrase, a register inscribed, Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 20, is not the interpretation of Eliyin, but rather an explication of the records of deeds, as in the verse that precedes it.
And what can make you know what is Al-Liyin?
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 18, for the Tafsir.
It is their destination, recorded in a register inscribed.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 18, for the Tafsir.
Which is witnessed by those brought near to Allah,
attended by those angels who are blessed with nearness to Allah. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 21. The verb yash, hidu, is derived from shuhud, which means to attend, to witness, to be present, to observe. The verse purports to say that the record of deeds of the righteous will be in the custody of angels who are blessed with nearness to Allah. Qutubai. If shuhud is taken in the sense of being present, then the attached pronoun will refer to aliyan instead of kit, heb, or register, and those who are blessed with nearness to Allah will refer to the righteous people, and not to the angels, and the verse in that case will mean the souls of those blessed with nearness to Allah will be in the place called Aliyin, because that is the abode of their souls, as Sajin is the abode of the unbelievers. The proof of this is the narrative of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, recorded in Muslim, in which the Holy Prophet said that the souls of the martyrs are in the crops of green birds, enjoying the rivers and gardens of paradise, and their abode will be the lamps suspended from the divine throne. This indicates that the souls of the martyrs will be under the divine throne and will be able to stroll in paradise. In Surah Yasin, we came across the incident of Habib Najjar, where it is stated that he was told, "Enter the garden." He said, "If my people only knew how my Lord has forgiven me." Surah Yasin, Ayah 26. This indicates that no sooner he passed away than he entered paradise. Similarly, some prophetic narratives also show that the souls of the believers are in paradise. The sum total of these verses and narratives is that the abode of all the souls is in the seventh heaven beneath the divine throne. This is the locale of paradise, and the souls have been given freedom of movement within the paradise. Here reference has been made particularly to those souls who are blessed with nearness to Allah, because of the most exalted ranks they will enjoy. This does not, however, mean that souls at the lower ranks will not be in this abode. In fact, this will be the abode of the souls of all the believers, as is narrated by Sayyid ibn Ka'b ibn Malik, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Holy Prophet said, "The soul of a believer is a bird that will be hanging in the tree of paradise until it returns to its body on the day of judgment." Malik and Nasi, through an authentic chain of narrators. A tradition of Amhani to the same effect is recorded in Musnad of Umlat and in Tabarani. See Majari. The abode of human souls after death. What is the abode of human souls after death? In answer to this question, reports seem apparently different. Narratives were cited in explanation of Sajin and Aliyan above, which show that the souls of the unbelievers are in Sajin, which is beneath the seventh earth, and the souls of the believers are in Aliyan, which is in the seventh heaven beneath the divine throne. Some traditions indicate that the souls of the unbelievers will be in hell, and the souls of the believers will be in paradise. Some narratives, like the lengthy narrative of Bath ibn Azib, may Allah be pleased with him, suggest that the souls of all the deceased, believers and non-believers, will be in the graves. When the angels carry the soul of a believer to the sky, Allah says, "Keep the record of deeds of this servant of mine in Aliyan and return him to the earth, because I have created him from earth, and to it I shall return him, and from it I shall resurrect him." Complying with this command, the angels return his soul to the grave. Likewise, the soul of the non-believer is carried to the sky, but the doors are not open for him. The angels will be commanded to return the soul to its grave. Imam Abdul Bar prefers this narrative and believes that the souls of all believers and non-believers remain in their graves. As for the first two sets of traditions, there is no contradiction, because, carefully considered, Aliyan is in the seventh heaven beneath the divine throne, and this is exactly the locale of paradise, as is clear from the Quranic text. by Sidratul Muntaha, the lot tree in the upper realm, near which there is Jannatul Mawa, the paradise of abode, Surah An-Najm, Ayah 14-15. This clearly states that paradise is near the lot tree in the upper realm, and ahadith confirm that the lot tree is in the seventh heaven. Thus it may be argued that since the abode of the souls is Al-Li'an, paradise must be near it. These souls will stroll in and along the gardens of paradise. Therefore, their abode may be said to be paradise. Similarly, the souls of the unbelievers remain in Sajin, which is situated beneath the seventh earth. It is also proved by ahadith that hell is beneath the seventh earth, and the dwellers of Sajin will receive the heat and torture of the hell. Therefore, it would be correct to say that their abode is in hell. However, a hadith that informs us that the souls of the unbelievers will remain in the graves is apparently contradictory to the preceding two narratives. The Bayhaqi of his time, Kadithamul Panapati, in his Tafsir Majari, has reconciled them thus: it is not far-fetched to assume that Al-Li'an and Sajin are the real abodes of the souls, but they have a special connection with their graves. None, besides Allah, knows the actual nature of the connection. However, there is the sun and the moon in the sky, that their rays fall on the earth and provide to it light and heat. Similarly, the souls of Al-Li'an and Sajin may have some spiritual connection with the graves. The scholarly view of Kadith Panapati has just been discussed in Surah An-Naziat, the sum total of which is as follows: there are two types of soul. The one is a subtle substance that permeates the human body. Despite being a material substance, it is too subtle to be visible, and its other name is nafs. The other soul is abstract and non-material, pure essence. The pure, abstract, and non-material soul is the life of the first soul, and therefore it is called the soul of soul. Both the categories of souls are connected to human body, but the first type of soul resides in the human body. When the soul leaves the body, death occurs. The second type of soul is connected with the body more closely than the first type, but Allah alone knows the nature of the connection. The first soul after death is taken to the heaven and then returned to the grave. Grave is its abode where it is rewarded and punished. The abstract soul remains in Al-Li'an or Sajin as the case might be. Thus we have several views on the issue. The final destination of souls is paradise or Al-Li'an, or its opposite hell or Sajin. The abode of the abstract souls is Al-Li'an or Sajin. The souls of the first type, a nafs with a body, remains in the grave after death. And Allah knows best.
Indeed, the righteous will be in pleasure.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 21, for the Tafsir.
On adorned couches observing.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 21, for the Tafsir.
You will recognize in their faces the radiance of pleasure.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 21, for the Tafsir.
They will be given to drink pure wine which was sealed.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 21, for the Tafsir.
The last of it is musk, so for this let the competitors compete.
And in aspiring for this, the competitors should compete. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 26. The word tanafis means for a few people to try or strive to gain some desirable things before others can get them. Having mentioned the bounties of paradise, the attention of heedless people are drawn to the fact that they are thinking that certain material things are desirable, and therefore they are competing one another to obtain them before others. They are told that the material blessings after which they are running are perishable. They should not be made the ultimate goal of life, nor the object of racing. Man should be content with what he has for the comfort of the fleeting period of this life. If he loses the means, it should not hurt him much, because it is not a loss that cannot be recovered. However, people with aspiration should aspire, race and compete for the blessings of paradise that are perfect and eternal in every possible dimension. How aptly the late poet Akbar has put it: gain and loss, what fiction is this? What is lost, what is gained is gained. Say to the mind, the life is little. If you wish to remind me of God.
And its mixture is of tasneem.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 26, for the Tafsir.
A spring from which those near to Allah drink.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 26, for the Tafsir.
Indeed, those who committed crimes used to laugh at those who believed.
Indeed, those who were guilty used to laugh at those who believed. Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29. In these verses, Allah depicts fully the attitudes of the followers of falsehood, non-believers, towards the upholders of truth, the believers. The non-believers used to laugh at the believers in the worldly life. In other words, they would mock at them and despise them. Whenever they would pass by the believers, they would wink at each other in contempt of them. When the non-believers returned home, they would take great pleasure in describing the mocking manner in which they treated the poor believers, saying that Muhammad has misled the simpletons. If we review the situation today, it is no better. People whose minds are contaminated with contemporary secular education are careless about the religion and the hereafter. Belief in Allah and the Holy Prophet is nominal. They treat the religious scholars and righteous people exactly in the same manner as the non-believers used to treat the companions, may Allah be pleased with him, in the days of the Holy Prophet. May Allah salvage the Muslims from this painful scourge. There is much solace in this verse for the righteous believers. Never bother about their laughter and mockery. How well a poet puts it, so long as we fear people's laughter at us, the people will continue laughing at us. Alhamdulillah.
And when they passed by them, they would exchange derisive glances.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.
And when they returned to their people, they would return jesting.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.
And when they saw them, they would say, "Indeed, those are truly lost."
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.
But they had not been sent as guardians over them.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.
So today those who believed are laughing at the disbelievers.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.
On adorned couches, observing.
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.
Have the disbelievers not been rewarded this day for what they used to do?
See Surah Al-Mutaffifin, Ayah 29, for the Tafsir.